Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about responsibility accounting. Before we go into our presentation, let's go over our presentation outline. We will start by introducing the accounting system, the managerial accounting, and then we will introduce the responsibility accounting. Following that, we will talk about the limitations and advantages as well as benefits of this accounting system. Later, we will talk about the principles and types of accounting, types of responsibility accounting, and the process of implementation. To finalize our presentation, we will share some of our recommendations about the implementation of this accounting system and a conclusion. Let's have a quick look of our group. We are group 3, which is composed by me, Iwan Chen, Mandeep, Gibson, Arifa, Mariam, and Luis. So first, let's see what is accounting. When we talk about accounting, we are talking about three processes, which is the process of collecting, recording, and interpreting financial information regarding a business. So the accounting system basically can be classified into two major branches. One is the financial accounting, the other one is the managerial accounting. The financial accounting basically talks about the financial status, about the numbers or the general welfare, the general status of a company, and the managerial accounting refers to the techniques that is used to help managers to in the decision-making process. So in the managerial accounting system, we can have a lot of different techniques like marginal costing, like standard costing, and different type of costing, which helps managers into acquiring a better, a more accurate and controllable cost in the business units. However, today we are going to introduce responsibility accounting, which is one of the most innovative and effective accounting system. Next, however, before going to the benefits, let's see what are the limitations about this accounting system.
So now we are talking about the limitations of a responsibility accounting system. We are initiating with the cost ineffective, as the system require proper skilled employee or manager to manage the department appropriately. Due to the decentralizations, or we can say more cost expenses are mandatory to hire new employees that will bring efficiency in work. But this drawback can be considered a positive aspects because skill manager manage all the things that lead to accuracy in work. The next one is frustration among employees. As we know, responsibility accounting system needs strict supervision and control that can leads to an anxiety or frustration among employees or workers. So that may put adverse effect on the productivity, or we can say the profitability of the company. But this situation can be dealt by providing a friendly atmosphere to the employers. The next demerit or limitations of this accounting system is effective only for controllable cost. This accounting system is mainly measured and controlled only controllable cost. So measuring uncontrollable cost can be the problem of this accounting system. The next one is may it may sorry the next one next limitation of this is lack of accuracy. In an effective reporting system is not available in company that quickly solve the problems which are necessary for optimum results, that can delay the report. This can bring difficulties for managers to measure the performance. So every organization should give priority to the accuracy for the better outcomes. The next limitations of this accounting system is can be a complex system. as a responsibility accounting system, a proper division of the task to the capable, or can say the right persons is required, that have that have to set goals or objective for each center that can be reason for of complex systems, but it is necessary for accuracy. The next limitation of this accounting is it can be difficult for small companies, and no doubt this accounting system is costly because they have to hire skilled manager for positive outcomes. So adopting this accounting system may be difficult for the small organizations. So these are the limitations of this accounting system, but the advantages of this accounting systems are more. So now we are talking about the merits of this accounting system.
All right, thank you, Mandeep. So let's look at the advantages. So the multiple advantages or benefits of responsibility accounting in management control. And these are the few that are listed. That is performance evaluation, delegating authority, enhancing motivation, executing timely corrective action, operating management by objectives, enabling management by exception, and improving morale and efficiency. So talking about performance evaluation, we have one of the major benefits of responsibility accounting, as you can use this in performance evaluation. Now, being being a highly localized responsibility being shared, this enables leaders to be rated on a pure cost basis. Making the leaders more watchful on their spendings, on their operational spendings. And the system would also provide them with data to assist in functional activities, along with assessing the individual contributors in their team. The next is delegating authority. As an organization, when it grows, it's important that people on top delegate responsibilities. And this is a perfect accounting system for that, since it enables responsibilities to be shared with the delegated responsibility centers or cost centers. So yeah, so this is perfect for delegating as well. Next is enhancing motivation. The targets set for achievements of delegation responsibility would motivate the employees, or the leaders rather, to meet these targets. Now, by knowing that they have an autonomy to execute plans in reducing cost or to the improved revenue, these managers perform to their maximum capacity, and this would definitely motivate other employees to perform as well. The next one being correct execution of timely corrective actions. Since the accounting is so decentralized, identifying that ill-performing unit or a ill-performing cost center becomes easier, and having a regular review of these accounts enables timely corrective actions to be executed to improve the performance of the cost center or the unit. The next one is management by objectives. With assignment of objectives for a specific period, the leaders become liable to achieve the set targets, thereby instituting the principle of management by objectives with this type of accounting. The next one being management by exception. It becomes easier with the defined objectives if there are variances or exceptions from the set system, and leaders can then focus their attentions to resolve these deviations. The last but not the least, and another important one, is improving morale and efficiency. A well-defined responsibility structure, teams can definitely use this to drive the employee morale and work towards ensuring the system's efficiency is optimal to achieve the best results. So each team ensures that they're well within the cost structures and working within the provided means. So these are the advantages. Now looking at the principles of organization.
Thank you, Gibson. There are several principles for organizing responsibility centers. First, there should be proper delegation. Senior managers should delegate the task as well as the control and the data flow. Second, principles of exhaustivity. The responsibility center should be responsible for the relevant balance sheet and also the corresponding income statement items. Third, for the transfer of the goods and services between the responsibility centers, there should be clear and concise policies to avoid any confusion. So now, how to organize the responsibility centers? Responsibility centers can be identified through aggregate of tasks such as cost, income, profit, and investment. So there can be cost center, income center, profit center, and investment center. The managers of the responsibility centers have certain tasks to perform and have discretionary power to maneuver. So each responsible manager can actually is in control of the responsibility center, not only for outcome and also for some of the resources and inputs as well. So now that we know about the basics about responsibility centers, we are going to talk about implementation.
Okay, let's talk about implementation of responsibility accounting. So there are specific steps that are used in order to implement responsibility accounting. Like Arifa mentioned, there are different centers within an organization and a responsibility assigned to each of the centers. And there is a specific target that is also set for each of the centers. The next step is the power is decentralized to each of the managers that is responsible for each of the centers. And it's their responsibility to reach the specific target. Then once the performance is done, the actual performance is measured with the target performance and they're compared. The next step is they link the actual performance with the target performance, and each individual is rewarded based on their performance. Usually an incentive system is implemented that helps promote disputes and help promote responsibility and more better performance. So next we're going to talk about recommendation.
Thank you, Jennifer. So moving to the recommendation, as this technique has some disadvantage, we're going to present some recommendation about this. So the first one that we have as this technique is more expensive than the traditional techniques. So it's necessary to make some studies to determine what is the minimum size of the company that can carry out this kind of technique. The next one is that the implementation for this technique can be some frustration among the employees. So it's necessary to talk with them to carry out internal studies to say that it's necessary to do this feedback to improve the performance to the manager of each cost center. The third recommendation that we have is that it's necessary to set up a really control for this technique, because they only is available to see the effective only on the controllable cost, not on the uncontrollable. So it's necessary to the determination really clear in the model. Next one, we have that there is a lack of accuracy of the model. So it's necessary to be established a really efficient and almost automatic control system to have like a month report, and that this report be automatic. Next, we have that this is a complex system. So it's necessary to have a better technology in the organization. So it's necessary to have a better software and hardware with a bigger server to carry out this kind of techniques. And finally, for the recommendation, we have that this is complicated to a small business to set up. So it's necessary to do a previous investigation to determine which is going to be the benefits versus the economical damage to implement this kind of techniques. So finally, we have the conclusion that first we need to say that the benefits of this technique is more significant than the negative points. So for this is we have a better control of the resource or that you use in the company. So for the management, it's really clear to see this. Then we have that this model brings more accuracy to the evaluation of the cost centers of each business unit. Then we have that is better achievement of goal in each business department So each management can see which is the goal of their unit, and so they can get a better performance of each. And finally, we have that this model is really recommended to improve the control of the budget execution. So that's the end of our presentation. Thank you so much.